So, first and foremost, our brain is split into 3 sections. We've got the midbrain, the forebrain, and the hindbrain. Okay, so then let's talk about what each of those sections does. So, with the midbrain is more of a reward and pleasure center, which is stimulated by food, sex, money, music, attractive faces, and some drugs. It has areas for visual and auditory reflexes, such as automatically turning your head toward a noise, and contains the reticular formation, which arouses the forebrain so that it is ready to process information from the senses. So the midbrain is kind of like all of the reward, like the way we get feel good or things like that. It also helps with movement. Okay. And then the forebrain is which is the largest part of the brain, has right and left sides that are called hemispheres. So that's another thing that happens. So, this is our left hemisphere and this is our right hemisphere. Our brain looks like this, okay? I'm actually going to do it to the side. I think that will help. Okay. This is our left hemisphere and this is our right hemisphere. This thing down the middle is called the corpus callosum, which basically is just something that helps the left and the right hemispheres communicate, because the left hemisphere of the brain is responsible for certain functions and the right hemisphere is responsible for others. So they need to work together in order for us to fully function in the brain. So another interesting thing is that our brain is kind of weird. The left side of the brain controls the right side of the body, and the right side of the brain controls the left side of the body. It's called split brain. When did you say your test was?
It opens tomorrow.
Okay. I'm going to recommend that we set up another appointment to go over chapter 11, because it's 1:40 already, so I'm not sure if we'll get to it today.
Okay.
But I will help you set that up.
Okay.
Okay. Because the brain thing takes a while. Okay, here we go. So then from there, we're going to go over the individual brain parts in a minute. I just want to get the basics down real quick. So from there, we split into 4 lobes. Now, please understand this is not like size accurate or anything like that. Okay, we've got frontal lobe. So the brain. Okay, and then we've got, whoops, like that. I'm going to do this in a different color, actually. It might help it stand out more. So pretend this is in red. Okay. And then we've got the parietal. And then we've got, I believe it's the temporal, yeah. And then we've got what's called the occipital. Okay. So, each of these lobes is responsible for certain senses in the brain. So the occipital lobe is what sorts out our visual information. Yeah, so occipital equals visual. Okay. Parietal equals touch and pain. So it processes that information. So if I'm touching the whiteboard, that's my parietal lobe telling me that it's cold. And then temporal is hearing and language. So am I talking to you right now? I'm using my temporal lobe. You listening to it and hearing me, you're using your temporal lobe. Does that make sense?
Okay.
Now frontal lobe is a little different because it's not like attributed to a sense. But essentially this is what I like to say is our personality. Because what's in the frontal lobe is the way that we critically think and make decisions. It's where our judgment is. So like whether something's right or wrong. It's actually got a few more things. It's got our emotions. And then it also has movement. Okay, does that make sense?
Yeah.
Okay. So the way to remember this is 2, 3, 4. 2 hemispheres, 3 sections. Oops, that does not look like an S. And 4 lobes.